Hello everyone and welcome. Today we have a few different updates and rumors or leaks. I also have a small update or correction for a huge misunderstanding in yesterday's Grezzo video that I will cover at the end of this video. First, let's discuss that rumored Zelda 35th anniversary Nintendo Direct. Then we will get into the Nintendo Switch Pro or Nintendo Switch 2 rumors and more. A lot of people think it is just a few days away. For now, all we have is a few different things that hint towards it and strengthen the rumor. About a week ago, everyone reported on Nintendo teasing new unannounced first-party Switch games during one of their earnings calls. Yes, obviously, this is something they could say at any time, on any day of any year, and it would remain true. Nintendo will always have some sort of new announcement just around the corner. Just a few days before their earnings call, they had a job listing looking to hire an associate AV producer, and in the description said the applicants should be able to assist with filming live-action footage for use in Nintendo Directs and other content marketing initiatives. Everyone is expecting a Zelda Anniversary Direct similar to the Mario Direct. We have a bunch of trademarks and leaks and rumors that seem to confirm this. We have Nintendo hiring more people to work on Nintendo Directs, and we have Nintendo's president teasing new games. So when can we expect it? Most people seem to point to credible leakers or sources in the community and just agreeing with them if they have a credible track record. At this time, Adam Bankhurst from IGN is who most people have been quoting. He put out a tweet saying February 12th, Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. February 18, Nintendo Direct celebrating Zelda's 35th anniversary, which is the 21st. He also believes a Zelda collection for Switch will come in March, Breath of the Wild 2 for holiday 2021, alongside the Nintendo Switch Pro. And we will continue with the Switch Pro in just a moment. Now, I want to state this, I know absolutely nothing about anything, and I'm just a guy locked in Daniel's basement to work on videos. But we are also friends with some people who are credible, popular, known leakers, with some telling me details similar to this. Usually, if it isn't the exact day mentioned, it ends up being within a week of the day. Though we do have tons of people claiming to be credible, trying to send us leaks, rumors, details, and news all the time for us to report on. Maybe they just want their name out there, I don't know. Sometimes they're correct, sometimes they're wrong, but we usually won't even report on anything unless it's something we can verify or has multiple other leakers saying something similar. And from everything I've heard, everyone is in agreement with this same date, though more Zelda games are expected than just one collection and a Breath of the Wild 2 release date, as well as a bunch of other Zelda items and merch. A couple of people even thinking a Legend of Zelda themed Switch or dock will also be releasing to celebrate. And seeing how over the years Nintendo has put out quite a bit of themed Joy-Cons, docks, and even actual Nintendo Switches. Another thing, I don't want to show the profiles, but I follow a few people who worked on past Nintendo Directs, and I noticed after a new Nintendo Direct would go up, looking at their past tweets sometimes showed an interesting pattern. However, for now, the games to expect, just like with Mario's 35th Anniversary Direct, had nothing but Mario. So expect nothing but Zelda from this one. You can check out our Grezzo video from yesterday if you want even more details on everything to expect. Now, with the Nintendo Switch Pro, there's another interview with the president of Nintendo essentially saying he believes the Nintendo Switch is about halfway through its life cycle. However, this is something almost every console publisher says to make people not worry about buying something that is about to lose support in a few years. Remember Nintendo denying multiple times the Wii U and even the 3DS rumors that stated each console would end production, then just a couple of months later confirming the rumor to be true by officially canceling them? Yes, this exact same quote pops up almost every single time. He also says as long as Nintendo can continue to push the hardware and create new ideas for it, they will support it as long as they can. One thing is that a console will usually still receive support for up to 2 or even 3 years after the next generation console has released. First parties and publishers almost never immediately stop supporting or bringing new games to an older console just because the next one is about to release or has released. There's usually a 2 or 3 year period where you can easily see it slowly dying out. Now, as for pushing the Switch and creating new ideas, the Switch has been pushed to its limits since day one. Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, and almost every other game for the Nintendo Switch has always been pushing the system's hardware and potential. That is why so many games have such a low dynamic resolution and such low frame rates that drop to the low teens. So do I personally believe a Switch Pro or Switch 2 is coming? Yes, and if possible, the best thing Nintendo could do is allow current Switch games to play on the new Switch, similar to almost every other handheld they have had. Game Boy Advanced games played on DS, DS games played on 3DS, even home consoles. GameCube games played on Wii, Wii games played on Wii U. Then both the handheld and home consoles' backwards compatibility both ended with the Switch. So if Nintendo follows their usual pattern, it will be backwards compatible and hopefully provide a boost for original Switch titles, which actually the new model of the Nintendo Switch already does, even if it's just by a few frames. As for the correction from yesterday, first, I usually never address comments like this, but it was actually causing a lot of confusion and misunderstanding for those who were reading them and asking others if they missed something in the video. No, you didn't miss anything. There is a reason the video had an insane amount of positive comments, and only 1 or 2 people that were lost. I want to thank all of you for the amazing support on that video, by the way. So I did have a couple of comments from people who just didn't seem to quite understand how things work. One thinking I was claiming Zelda games would release on PC, Apple, or other consoles. I never said that at all in the video. Although, yes, Nintendo actually does have a Zelda game confirmed to be releasing on Apple products, just like they have with Mario Run, Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, and a bunch of their other first-party games. One person claimed Grezzo only ever works on a single game at a time, despite Grezzo having official announcements confirming they work on multiple titles at once, and the fact that they have released 3 or more big projects within a single year of each other, and some of them even being within 1 month of each other. The listing does mention Mac and Windows, and Grezzo has released games on other consoles before. However, the job listing, as they are wrongly saying, never mentions the games to be released for Mac or Windows, or even really hint to what consoles they would release on when they are finished. This is just stating the operating systems that they want you to be familiar with, which is why it's listed right below the other programs they want you to have experience with. To add to this, talking to friends who are actual game developers, they almost unanimously agree, and even said Unreal Engine is easier and better to develop for than Unity, so if it was a game being developed for PC or other consoles, they would end up going with Unreal Engine. And even Grezzo themselves wanted people experienced in both when hiring for Link's Awakening, but they actually chose Unreal Engine over Unity because, as they mentioned, it's easier to develop and program for. But due to Unreal Engine having its issues with Link's Awakening and the Switch, they've seemed to have decided not to reuse Unreal Engine for the next Zelda game, but instead use Unity, which just happens to be the third-party engine that Nintendo recommends all their developers to use if they aren't using a custom one. That's it for now, but a lot of rumors, news, and details are slowly leaking out. So please, stay subscribed and notified, and join our Discord to make sure you stay up to date on all Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 news. And you can find our Zelda podcast, the 𝐓𝐼𝐳𝐿𝐭𝐭𝐞𝐫, here on YouTube and on iTunes, where we have had many guests who have worked on the Zelda series, and have shared a lot of amazing stories about voice acting, such as Patricia Somerset voice acting as Zelda, Mike Drucker on Zelda's writing or translation team, coming up with the jokes in the game, stories behind the names of characters that he created. Please subscribe and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you. If you are a fan of our Zelda videos like this, Zelda Theories, our Zelda podcast, the 𝐓𝐼𝐳𝐿𝐭𝐭𝐞𝐫 on iTunes, we would all really appreciate your support at patreon.com/GameOverJesse. That and buying our t-shirts will get you and your YouTube or Twitch a shout out every week on our 𝐓𝐼𝐳𝐿𝐭𝐭𝐞𝐫. And if you send in a photo of yourself in our GameOverJesse or 𝐓𝐼𝐳𝐿𝐭𝐭𝐞𝐫 t-shirt, we can use it for promotion at the end of some of our videos.